This is your Taurus full moon forecast for November 15th, 2024. Now, the full moon is in Taurus and it is conjunct Uranus. And of course, the sun naturally is at 24 degrees of Scorpio. And Taurus and Scorpio are fixed signs. So therefore, with the connection with the fixed sign energy, we are going to feel a little bit feisty on and around the full moon of Taurus. And we've got that full moon conjunct the unexpected Uranus, and that is retrograde. And generally, when a planet is retrograde, the planet does not always operate at its best. And with Uranus, Uranus is all about liberation and freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of actions, and so on. And with the moon is about what? It's about our emotions, our feelings. And always keep in mind, the moon is always about movement. That can be a literal physical move, or that can be connected with change. So therefore, we are sensing a certain change at this time. And with Uranus, with Taurus moon, well, now we are going to have that sense of creativity, that spark of rebellion. But keep in mind, it is a full moon. So we feel like there is a chapter that is coming to a close, where this ending is in your life personally is by where this full moon is located in your personal birth chart. So nonetheless, this is kind of good actually in a way, because it is in opposition to Scorpio. So we are on one hand receiving support, but on the other hand, there is a sense that we want to be free to say and do what we feel, what we want. We don't want to be held back. And this may cause some difficulties. Yes, because it is with Uranus, the planet of the unexpected, the unusual. Yes, there is going to be a tendency for bullying. We really want to express ourselves so much, we'll have to feel a little bit tempered with ourselves, not to push off our ideas, because that's where lies the difficulties. So if we can temper our desires and our needs for self-expression in all forms of action, and what we say, what we do, what we really want to put out there, we can just calm that down a little bit. Then that sense of friction during this time of the full moon will not be so paramount. So keep that in mind. And because Uranus is retrograde, so there's going to be a little bit of frustration and trying to get our way here and kind of, throw our weight around, if you will, just a tad. However, Neptune, also retrograde, makes a sweet sextile to this full moon in Uranus. So that'll kind of temper our desire for a little eccentricity with some real creativity and real genuine modes of expression. So it's kind of the Uranus moon connection with Neptune, that of the unknown and the creative, all connecting in a positive way. So this kind of tempers our craziness and helps us to channel a little bit of that into creativity and some psychic insight and intuition. And of course, because Neptune is retrograde, there may be some issues now with storms, water, and atmospheric changes and the like connected with Neptune, oceans, and so on. And double that with Saturn, the planet of restriction, now going direct at 12 degrees of Pisces. So yes, we can expect some issues within the atmosphere, water, oil, minerals, and so on with both Saturn and Neptune in Pisces. However, Saturn does attune us to sensitivity, is connected with a great deal of empathy, sympathy for those that are lesser fortunate. So although Saturn is not at its best in Pisces, it really imbues us with a very deep, powerful sense of kindness, which is, well, all too good. Now we do have Pluto at the 29 degrees critical of Capricorn, and that also makes a very grounded trine to this full moon and Uranus. So that's good because now Pluto is in the powerful sign of Capricorn. So it's all about the rules, right, wrong, and that sense of power. So at this 29 degrees critical connection with Pluto, well, this is a time that those in authority are going to be brought about. If there's any wrongdoings, it may be connected with government and anything and everything that equals power, because Pluto is very conservative and it's all about those in authority. But the good thing again here is this sweet trine to Uranus and Pluto in Taurus. So we will have to still yet, kind of as the full moon, temper our need for power, for being a little different just for the sake of being different. But yes, right now we may hear about a little bit of some of those failings with those in authority or power with the 29th degrees of Pluto. And we've equally got Venus, the sign of love, in the sign of Capricorn as well. So it's a little bit chilly as far as love and affection, more conservative, much more serious or stoic. So we may not be feeling particularly effective and affectionate right now in the love sphere. But hey, one beauty about Capricorn is very steadfast and loyal in its affections. And Mercury is in Sagittarius. Oh my goodness, do we want to speak our mind? Although there's a minor connection with the moon and Uranus, nonetheless, they have that in common right now, because Sagittarius likes to speak their mind. And like this full moon right now, we don't want to be held back with our sense of freedom and the need to speak and say what's on our mind. Although, as with the full moon, we will have to temper that just a little bit. And the sun is in Scorpio, and that makes a sweet trine to Neptune here. So kind of like the full moon again, that kind of awakens our sensitivities and our passions. And what else? Our compassion, somewhat like Saturn in Pisces right now. So this is a very good time to really express your needs and desires. Just don't be too, well, feisty right now. And then we've got Mars, the planet of action, early yet in the sign of Leo. So, kind of with that full moon again, there's that connection. We are feeling a little creative. So, this is a good time right now during this full moon. I would say that this is a time not to get too overly carried away with power. It is a time to transmute or connect with our higher self and our sense of originality and creativity, however that may be, because that is the best way to get the best reaction from those closest to us. Is be creative, be daring, be a little bit eccentric and original, but you want to temper a lot of this pent up energy. And we've got Jupiter in Gemini. Oh, that livens everything just a little bit. And that makes, however, an opposition to Mercury. So, as the full moon again, we are getting support for our ideas, but we must kind of think over the details a little bit right now, because Jupiter is now retrograde. So don't rush in to signing any contracts or any important documents. If you do, because of this opposition between Mercury and Sagittarius and Jupiter and very communicative and versatile Gemini, this is the time you want to think everything over. And if you feel like something isn't right, perhaps there are secrets that are being kept. Oh, yes, with that opposition between the communicator of Jupiter and Gemini and the communicator of Mercury and Sagittarius. So, this is a time that you really want to read the fine print. Yes, indeed. So, this is going to be a very eye opening full moon. It will be one where, if we consider others' feelings and needs to express themselves originally, and they in turn also consider our need to be different and our love for freedom, and we hold back on any bullying or any over the top sense of power and doing whatever it takes to get over on others or kind of force our way. Well, this could be a very, very inspirational full moon with all this creative desire and all this need for expression. And that is the best of this Taurus full moon for November 15th, 2024.